The Rock trifft auf einen Spieler, bei dem wir uns im Februar so ein bisschen die Augen gerieben haben. Eines der Pro-Tour-Turniere dieser UK Qualifier-Events und er schlägt nacheinander Raymond von Barneveld, James Wade und auch Phil the Power Taylor, steht zum ersten Mal im Finale eines Pro-Tour-Turniers und verliert das knapp gegen Stephen Bunting, den BDO-Weltmeister, der ja auch hier in Berlin mit dabei ist. Er hat sogar ein weiteres Pro-Tour-Finale gespielt. Ein klasse Jahr bislang von Andrew Gilding, Goldfinger. Caller dieser dritten Partie, ein Mann, der unter anderem das Premier League Finale im letzten Jahr gecallt hat. The Puppy, George Noble.
Well, welcome back to the German Darts Masters, the third game of the opening session. And it's Peter Hudson against Andrew Gilding. Gilding Goldfinger. Not quite Bond villain-esque in stumbling around the stage as he made his way. You can't imagine the genuine Goldfinger doing that. Dan Dawson in the commentary box here alongside me, Rod Harrington. And he nearly fell over again there, just addressing the hockey. He's all over the place, Andrew Gilding.
Yeah, he was walking down to that stage. We had to have a little chuckle, but I can assure you, this is one of the most improved players on the pro circuit at the moment. Going on the form, you would have to go with Gilding to win this. He really has been playing well. He's taken a good few scalps, and I was very fortunate on Monday to play golf at a place called the Belfry, where they have the Ryder Cup, with Mr. Eric Bristow, Wayne and Steve Beaton, and we discussed this guy, and we all agreed he's what we call dangerous. You take this guy lightly and you will be punished for it. But Peter Hudson, he's been around for a few years now, but I would have to go with Andrew Gilding to nick this one.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many places between in the rankings. 48 world ranking for Gilding, 53 for Hudson. But as you say, it's about the form they're bringing into this. And Gilding managed to make two finals of PDC events within around about a month of each other. And one of them, he threw 107 average, still lost, because Gary Anderson threw 111.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Dan. And as you said, when you in any sport, you look at form if you're going to have a gamble. And certainly this man, you would have to back, I'm afraid. It's the form, and as we say that, he wins the bullseye with a bullseye. And he has got what we call bottle. There's no question he's got a lot of bottle.
So Gilding to throw first here. Gilding v Hudson for a place in the second round to face Jamie Caven. Looking to join Jarkko Komula and David Pallett, who've already won their matches this afternoon. Hudson hasn't really produced his best on the European tour to date. I spoke to him earlier on. He was saying, I keep beating seeded players here and there, and then turn up to these European events and I play like a donut, were his words. It's quite fitting in Berlin. John F. Kennedy called himself a donut here. A slight translation issue.
100.
Well, both players very deliberate in their throw. Certainly won't be the speed of an Adrian Lewis and Van Gerwen as we see in the Premier League on Thursday in Aberdeen. But it is possibly the first two or three legs. It's a guy who makes less mistakes, that gets control of the game. We see the previous game with David Pallett going 4-0 up against Jamie Lewis. Jamie Lewis, one dart at a double in the first two legs. It's so different, Dan. You know, you win the first two, you're 2-0 up, but all of a sudden you lose them and then you're 4-0 down before you know it. And I feel this one may go the same way.
40.
Well, a ton 40 from Andrew Gilding. And Peter Hudson needs something similar to apply some pressure. Is he going to stay there or switch? Switches down.
99. Andrew 104.
So 104 from Andrew Gilding to get his first leg on the board. Looking to do it in level 15 darts. And finds the treble he wants. Now wants double top. Finds it as well. 104 checkout. And Andrew Gilding holds his throw. An impressive 100 plus checkout. And that's the kind of thing that has seen him have this upturn in form lately. Ron, I mean, yeah, he's been around for a little while, Andrew Gilding. People might have seen his name cropping up on various players' championships around the place, and he wasn't pulling up any trees. What is it about a player that can suddenly just spark them into life and go out and beat the best?
I think what it is, because, you know, when he's on the Pro Tour, he's playing brilliant players every single game, every single week. There is tournaments every week now, and we do have them on a Saturday and a Sunday. So you either get better or you get beaten. You get mullered on it. And what Andrew's done, I think he's learning the game. He's learning how to hold his bottle, as we call it. And he's getting better. He's probably found a practice regime, as we talked about earlier on with Jamie and Dave Pallett, you know, that's working for him. He's enjoying the game because he's on the way up. He's got no, as what we call, you know, in the big games, no scar tissue. So he's enjoying every minute at the moment because he's on that way up. And, you know, you can see that in his game. You know, we walk around, I'm there most weekends, and we see these players, and we know, you know, who's the dangerous players, who are the players on form. It don't always work out when you know, as a pundit, we know that. I mean, Barney beat Robert Thornton, and I actually tipped Robert Thornton to beat Barney because he was coming in with the form of the last weekend. But, you know, 9 times out of 10, you normally go by the form book, you're not going to go far wrong.
You mentioned about him sort of learning the bottle. I mean, a lot of people will say that's something you're born with, you have it or you don't. But you reckon you can learn how to handle certain situations? That's what it is. Definitely.
What happens is, like I said, you're playing all the top players. You know, it isn't like you're going to an Open where there's 3,000-4,000 people, where the first 2, 3, 4 games, I'm saying my day back in the 90s, are easier games or very easy. So you get into a rhythm. On the Pro Tour, if you're not ready with the first leg, you lose. And that's what people like Andrew and Peter and a lot of other players are doing. They're learning that if they're not ready, they're going to lose. And that's what they're doing. And that's why the Pro Tour is so hard. That's why you're seeing people like the Taylors and all that losing to people or players that the public don't know. They're learning their trade.
A brilliant 174 from Andrew Gilding there to apply the pressure, but Peter Hudson's looking at taking out 111. He's quite a bit short of the double top he needed there. But that superb visit from Goldfinger means he's going to get 2 darts at a double for a 2-0 lead. This is for a breaker throw. And takes it out. Very assured stuff from Andrew Gilding.
Well, we was only just talking about, you know, the bottle and taking your chances. And that is the last 2 years playing on the Pro Tour. That's where Andrew Gilding has learnt his trade. You know, not messing about. You're given a chance. 5, double 16. Don't even mess around missing the first dart. It's straight in. And at the moment, that's where Gilding's game is.
Yeah, pretty impressive stuff from Andrew Gilding. And you're right, yeah, 2 darts at a double. Both have found their mark. And dangerous, that's the word that you use, Rod. Nobody will fancy facing him at all. Jamie Caven will... You know, he'll know he's got a tough test on his hand if he has to come up against Gilding. And right now, you'd say he's the overwhelming favourite. I'll just rattle off some of the people he beat in making those 2 finals. He had one in February, beat Barney, Wade, Taylor, and then lost to Bunting in the final. That was Steve Bunting's first PDC title win. And then the following March, beat Caven, Klaasen, Michael Smith, Darren Webster, man in form, and beat Wade again, before losing to Gary Anderson despite throwing 107 average. I mean, that is top darts, and this is pretty good as well with a maximum. First maximum of the match to add to the 174 he had in the previous leg.
Well, I think those names you rolled off emphasises what we've been saying, that he is on form at the moment, and fair play to him. I like to see a guy that gets up there and, you know, there's no gamesmanship in this man. You'll never see that. But he knows how to hit that treble 20, and this is a great leg of darts. And that's what you've got to do with the throw. Don't give your opponent a chance of getting near you on the throw. James Wade, one of the best players in the world. Obviously, Phil Taylor's great. But James Wade holding his throw. And that's what Gilding's got to do here. And he certainly, after 12 darts, only want the double top. Now, he's 100% on the doubles. If he misses, I've got a feeling this will be just above the top wire and he gets it with the second. But he doesn't miss.
3 for 3. Andrew Gilding, impressive stuff. Just shrugging off that 177 that Peter Hudson had thrown at him. Very, very impressive from Goldfinger. Well, Peter Hudson having hit a 177.
140.
Next visit's a 140. Just desperate to get a first leg on the board, the man from Eccles.
Well, there it is, 100 average for Gilding. And to be fair to Peter Hudson, 96.7. You know, you're not going to lose that many games on the tour with that sort of average, unless you're going to walk into an Andrew Gilding who's absolutely flying.
Yeah. Key point, I think he's only had one double so far, Peter Hudson, though. The one for tops for a 1-1-1, which he missed. Gilding just hasn't given him many chances. And he's back in that treble 20 again. Neck and neck in this one. Yeah, you can see there, just the one dart at a double for Peter Hudson in the opening 3 legs. But this is a massive, massive leg. He has to hold his own throw. 4-0 down. Surely there's no way back from here. Good leg of darts, though. Only won one match on the European Tour, Peter Hudson, in the last 3 years. Managed to beat Alan Tabben a couple of years ago. Since then, it's always been first round exits for him.
It's a tough school. That's why a lot of us ain't playing no more.
This is a good leg of darts from Peter Hudson, though, on for a 13-darter. Is Andrew Gilding going to put him under any pressure here? Fails to stay straight. There's not going to be a great deal of pressure, it has to be said. None at all. Take your time, Peter. It's all yours, this leg, surely. He looks to work his way down from there. Little bit too much, Peter. Double 10. Oh, nowhere near any of those 3 darts.
No, they were a long way off, Dan. And that is tension and pressure for you. You can see Peter Hudson over the shoulder of Andrew Gilding just talking to himself. And Gilding's, you know, just going to throw a little spanner in the works. Well, that's a bit scruffy, that one. But now the pressure on Peter Hudson to take this double 10 out, and does it. Gets his first leg on the board. That will settle him down a bit, because the first 3 darts of those doubles were wayward. But it was only to hold his throw, so Gilding knows that if he holds his throw throughout this match, he's going to walk off and be playing tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, this is some response after losing your first leg of the match.
140.
What have you got, Peter Hudson? Responds in kind.
Yeah, good switch there. First 2 darts were low. Straight down to those 19s, as Hudson should do with his. Will he go up? No, he's going to stay on there. That's so wide he can find the treble 19, and does. An edgy leg here from both players, but an ultra important leg for Hudson to win.
100.
Important last start from Peter Hudson, leaves him on a finish. It's the big one. But it is gettable. And if Andrew Gilding can't find a treble, well, he does. Important dart, that.
105.
And sensible stuff to go for the bullseye. There's not going to happen, so Andrew Gilding will be coming back. Look at it, 78 for a 4-1 lead.
Didn't really put the pressure on Gilding that Hudson needed to do. So double 12 now for a 4-1 lead, and 4 out of 4 on those doubles for Gilding. And as strong as you can get for Gilding. A nice little 14 dart leg there on the throw, and well, you're not going to lose many matches playing darts like that. And there we have it, 100% for Gilding, but only 20%, 1 out of 5 for Peter Hudson.
Yeah, deadly round the edge of the board, Andrew Gilding. And not bad on the treble at the moment either. Maximum for Andrew Gilding. Second 180 of the match for him to add to the 174 he hit earlier on. Oh, and there's Peter Hudson looking for his first maximum of the match. Not to be. A few boos already, wanting the 9-darter.
95.
Well, I was watching and talking to Phil Taylor earlier on in the practice room, and I must have witnessed him have 8-9 chances of a 9-darter in an hour's practice. So for you Taylor fans, he's certainly coming back on song. Darts are going in nice and straight. Talking to him about the grip, it was all about the grip. The target have now give him the grip that feels comfortable in his hand, as Gilding hits his second maximum of this leg. And against the throw, what a great leg of darts here from Gilding. 46 after 9. Well, he's 100% at the moment on doubles. Can he carry on with that percentage?
Well, it'd be more surprising if he didn't take this out and take a 5-1 lead. 10 for double 18. And does so. This is absolutely clinical from Andrew Gilding. 11 dart leg for Andrew Gilding. He's within 1 now, throwing for a place in the second round where Jamie Caven awaits. Caven, the number 7 seed.
134.
Yeah, it's a good solid game of darts. 102.5 average from Gilding. And that will compete with anybody on the circuit, and that's why he has been competing with everybody on the circuit.
Oh, look at that. Only 2 legs above 15 darts. Gilding helped out by not missing a dart at a double. Now, it'd be a brave man to say he's going to keep that up all weekend, but if he were, then he's a genuine contender here.
Absolutely right. Now, that's an impressive array of darts from Andrew Gilding. And possibly Peter Hudson's thinking, what have I done wrong to walk into Gilding hitting every single double that he's pitched at? And there we have it. I mean, just under a 95 average from Hudson. And he's missed loads of, well, 4 darts at a double, I should say. So it's not that bad, but as we said, that from Gilding, pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's not been a case of Peter Hudson playing like a donut, really. It's Andrew Gilding just playing out of his skin. Lonely place up on stage, isn't it? When you got a guy hitting every single double he throws for, it's a lonely place.
Yes, it certainly is, and you know, I can read his mind thinking, you know, come on, give me a break, start missing a little bit.
Well, there's a bit of fight left in Peter Hudson as he hits his first maximum of the match. But Andrew Gilding's looking at 129 here to seal the deal. He'll start on the 19s. The treble 20 for Bull. Well, he sets it up nicely, but Peter Hudson is looking at 118 to stay alive. Well, he should get a shot here. Don't miss the big number, Peter. Doesn't, so double top. And hits it. Well, 118 check out from Peter Hudson. Keeps him in this, just.
And it was a breaker throw. And there we have the highest checkouts, and Hudson with that 118. leads it against Gilding 104. You say it so many times, Dan, you know, you work so hard to break the throw of your opponent. Do not throw it away easy when you step up, and that's exactly what he's done. Whether Gilding's going to punish him for it, we'll see. Only half punishes him, I suppose we could call that.
Well, there is no margin for error anymore for Peter Hudson. Needs to win the next 4 legs. And you would think that would mean Andrew Gilding has to start missing at some point if Peter Hudson is going to stay alive. And that is a body blow for the big man. Gilding's average still around the 100 mark. 5 or 6 points clear of Peter Hudson. Oh, he's grabbed the treble, but Gilding has stolen the darts here. He's looking to race away in this leg.
Well, you think he's going to get 9 darts from this 2-7-2. Oh, he's going to need all 9 as well. Now, this is a little bit of the door opening for Peter Hudson. Although he threw first in this leg, he'd give it away, but he's got to find, is he staying on the treble or treble 18?
100.
Done a good job with the ton. Now the advantage to Peter Hudson.
A decent cover shot there from Andrew Gilding. Leaves him on a finish. And if Peter Hudson can't find a treble here, and he's not with his first 2 darts,
100.
important last dart. But this is a chance. If the first 2 go in, you'd fancy him on the double 8. It's not going to happen. So what is he going to leave himself? Well, he's going to leave himself double 18, so Peter Hudson has to take this out.
Yes, he'll be looking at the treble 18 with his first dart. Now, it's 18 bull or treble 18 for double 7. Oh, and how many times we say it, Dan, under pressure, missing that big number. I mean, that could cost him the match. It's certainly going to cost him a lot, that 1 dart. Double 18 for Gilding.
For a 16 darter, and Andrew Gilding wins 6-2. He didn't miss a single shot at doubles, and Goldfinger is through to the next round to face Jamie Caven. Peter Hudson's shocker of a run at the European Tour continues, and we'll be back momentarily for the biggest name of the afternoon session. It's Raymond van Barneveld, the 5-time world champ, against the Rocket, Ronnie Baxter.
Andrew, congratulations to a good match, almost an average of 100. I'm sure you're satisfied with that.
Oh, very satisfied, yeah. That's the first European game I've won, so I'm very happy with that.
Very happy with that. Also sein allererstes Match auf der European Tour, das hier und heute gewonnen hat. When you came in, when I introduced you, I said you played a great tournament in February, the UK Open qualifier event where you beat Barneveld, Wade, Taylor. What was that? What kind of day was that in your life?
Well, all of a sudden something happened and I started playing really well. I started beating everyone and I made 2 finals this year. So hopefully I'll definitely be on the TV at Christmas and hopefully be in the match play as well in Blackpool.
How important is it to beat such great players in a tournament for the self-confidence?
Well, beating Phil Taylor was a great moment for me. I was very nervous at the end. I missed a couple of doubles. But once I beat him, I knew I could beat anyone in the world.
See you tomorrow again. Andrew Gilding, thank you very much. Goldfinger. Hab ihn nochmal auf das... Ja, den sehen wir morgen also wieder. Hab ihn nochmal angesprochen auf das UK Open Qualifier Turnier im Februar.